Good morning, everyone. Mr. Gilles Marcargilla, and I'm teaching IBDP Economics. I've been teaching this subject for 17 years, and one of the things that we learn in class is that we apply the theories and concepts in economics in real-life situations or real-life problems. So, for example, one case study that we had in our class this year is the case study on the government spending last year on infrastructure development. So the government of Uzbekistan decided to spend or allot a budget of around 2.58 billion US dollars in order to improve its infrastructure projects. So when we say infrastructure projects, we're generally talking about green technologies and sustainable forms of energy, roads, and other infrastructures as well. So when we analyze the effect of what we call government spending, which is an expansionary fiscal policy, we usually analyze it using two perspectives. So the first perspective is we analyze it in the short term, and the second one is we analyze it in the long term. So in the short term, the effect of the government spending usually improves the national economy. So when you say improvement in the national economy, it only means one thing. It means that the economy achieves economic growth. So that is the main reason why from 2023 to last year, 2024, and until now, the economy of Uzbekistan has reached what we call a milestone in improving economic growth. So right now, the economic growth of Uzbekistan is sitting around, if I'm not mistaken, it's around 9%, 6% from last year to around 9% this year. But this economic growth is not only in monetary values, because when you say the economy is growing, it also means that there are more workers being employed. So right now, employment levels in Uzbekistan is high. So a lot of workers are having jobs, and of course, when they have jobs, they have more incomes. And when they have more incomes, their households, or particularly their families, also have food on their tables. So their children can go to school and they can save more money in the process. So that's the effect of what we call an increase in income as a result of having more employment levels in Uzbekistan. Then the last one is the effect on inflation rate. So right now, the inflation rate of Uzbekistan is quite high. It's sitting around 10%, 10.3% last March, which is an indicator that the economy is growing, but there's a trade-off or at the expense of what we call a higher inflation rate. So the problem with inflation rate is that when inflation rate is high, generally the purchasing power of workers' income also drops. So somehow it's quite problematic on the side of income earners. But that is the effect only in the short term. In the long term, we expect that the economy will continue to grow. Economic growth will reach around more than 10%. And of course, employment will still keep on rising, but inflation rate will generally drop. So the estimate by the IMF, World Bank, and Asian Development Bank is that the inflation rate of Uzbekistan for 2025 will drop to around 7 to 8% by the end of this year. So that's a good news for households, for families, for workers, and at the same time for employers as well. So that is the main reason why in macroeconomics in my class, I always emphasize to my students that the subject that we're learning in our class is not only applicable in the four walls of our classroom, but it is applicable in real-life situations. So if you want to become an economic expert, an economic planner someday, if you want to work for the government, economics is the subject that you need to master.